Good evening. As Rav Claudia said, I'm Jen Klein, and I'm honored to be here tonight. For those of you who don't know me, I am the current Vice President of Membership, and I can be seen with my husband, Daniel, my son, Micah, who's 14, my daughter, Nora, who's 9. There's famous family lore on the Klein side of the family. Daniel was probably about 6 years old. He was at a birthday party, and while running through someone else's house, he managed to go hands first through a glass door. From what I've been told many, many times, it was not pretty. However, everybody's favorite part of the story is that when he arrived at the emergency room, he informed his mom that he needed their rabbi. My family legend is that as a teenager, my connection to my childhood synagogue, and in particular my rabbi, was so strong that when I left for college, the plan was to finish school and head to rabbinical school. At some point in high school, my rabbi actually presented me with an application to rabbinical school. So, as Daniel and I started our adult lives together, we both knew what we were looking for in a Jewish community. We had models of what we wanted, but the road to that was not always easy. Many of you know that Daniel and I met when we were pretty young, so there have been many iterations of ourselves and our identities. As he started down his unexpected path to rabbinical school, I moved far from mine. I found myself disillusioned with Judaism. I struggled with the idea of organized religion, finding it hard to square the history and politics of religion, the intellectual revelations of college and my 20s, with the warmth and security Judaism gave me as a kid. What we both thought we knew didn't seem as clear anymore. As we moved from Chicago to San Francisco to New York to Boston, we tried to figure out a place that worked for us, a place that fit. And then Daniel started rabbinical school at Hebrew College. If you haven't noticed, there are a lot of Hebrew College folks here at TBZ. I don't remember exactly how we got here or how Daniel convinced me to give it a try, but I remember feeling at ease. And as we spent more time here and our kids were born, I started to feel that connection and that love that I remembered. TBZ helped me find my way back to that sense of community. Maybe it was the joy I saw on others' faces as 3-year-old Micah drove his cars around the back of the sanctuary on Shabbat, or as 5-year-old Nora did just what Rose did and danced with abandon during services. Maybe it's the fact that all my questions, uncertainty, and sense of justice are welcomed and embraced. Maybe it's that we as a community can hold both the beauty of community and tradition and prayer along with the brokenness of the world. Maybe it's that this is a place where my type A, always in control self can take a deep breath, sit quietly, and let go. Or maybe it's all of these things and many more. What I do know is that this is that special place that Daniel and I were looking for. A few weeks ago, Daniel gave a drash on Shabbat, and he talked about the way that often the good things that come to us are not fully earned, that they're not all because of the things we did or didn't do. And when I was asked to give this talk, I went back to him and said, remind me again about what you were saying, you know, the thing about it all being in it together as a community. Turns out, I may have made that last part up, even though I was listening to him, I promise. In listening to him speak about the unearned beauty in our lives, I turned that into a call for communal care of that beauty. I turned it into a need for gratitude and to give back. TBZ feels like that unearned beauty in my life. It's this unique place that provides so much joy, wisdom, and support. And as my instinct clearly tells me, I needed to find a way to give back, to show my gratitude. It started small with helping to coordinate childcare for Shabbat and special events. Then I took over the annual Hamantaschen baking. And now, somewhat unbelievably, I am the membership vice president of the board. And in that role tonight, I'm going to ask you to give back. The unique experience of TBZ, this incredible community, are the reasons that we continue to grow. In the last year, we've added more than 40 new families, and we are now close to 450 member households. We have programs for all ages. Every day there's something going on, either in person or online. And as we grow, we need to be sure we're providing the support necessary to continue to keep TBZ a special place. We want to keep the intimacy, the connection, and the feel of our community. We want our clergy and our professional staff to have the support and the space to continue to lead and guide TBZ. We want to be sure that we have programming for all constituencies. We want to expand our inclusion efforts and make sure that we're meeting the needs of everyone. We want the spirit and the joy and the beauty of TBZ to continue to thrive. And as the email you got this afternoon, we need to take care of this aging, beautiful building. To do that, especially as our numbers grow, our professional staff needs to grow, and our community involvement needs to grow. Membership dues only cover 54% of our operating expenses, so we need to raise the remaining 44% just to break even through program fees, rentals, and your donations. However, if we want to be able to realize the vision that the board and our rabbis and all of us have for this community, we're going to need to raise even more than that. To do that, I'm asking you to give an amount that is possible and personally meaningful. For some of us, that may mean $50 or $100. For some of us, it will mean $1,000, and for those who can, it may mean more. For those that are able, think about giving more than you did last year. I also ask you to think about the ways you can contribute your time and energy. Our pledge cards that are on your seat this year represent, on one side, a monetary donation. On the other represents donation of your time. Think of it as extra encouragement to get involved. Help with services, join a Tikkun Olam action, find something that speaks to you. And I'll add here, the more I showed up, the more I contributed of myself, the more TBZ became my home. Now, please take these cards and take out your high holiday ticket. You were supposed to be able to peel off your name tags. There's a little snafu. So your tickets have a safety, not a safety pin, paper clip. Please attach your ticket with the paper clip, and the lines are perforated. You can bend down the donation amount or the time amount that you want. There are going to be people coming around to collect your cards. If you don't have your ticket with you, bring it tomorrow, stop by the office, do it online, find a way to let us know what you will give. I hope you all contribute what you can, that we can all show our gratitude for this place and for each other. Thank you for making TBZ my community and a community we can all rely on and call our home. I look forward to caring for this community and helping to sustain it together. Gamar Chatima Tova.